Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Τα προγράμματά μας προσφέρονται σε πολλές γλώσσες. Παρακαλούμε δείτε suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Virtuous man, all bodhisattvas and latter-age multi-beings must perforce depart from the phantasmal transformations and all spurious delusive phenomena. Please continue watching to find out more.
Cham Rip Chua, blessed viewers. Cham Rip Chua means hello in Cambodian. Amacharya, the sincere Cambodian people, champion your faithfulness and intense efforts in search of self-realization. May the Buddha's grace and love guide you toward the goal for ultimate enlightenment. Buddha, or Gautama Buddha, also known as Shakyamuni Buddha, was a great extraordinary spiritual master from ancient India. Born as Prince Siddhartha Gautama in the 5th century BC, he would have naturally inherited the vast wealth of a kingdom. However, the prince left the palace life in search of spiritual knowledge. After years of contemplative seeking, the Buddha attained great enlightenment under the Bodhi tree. He then shared the merits of his practice by providing a method for other sentient beings to be freed from the cycle of death and rebirth. The rich treasury of Buddha's spiritual doctrine on universal truths is studied and revered to this day for its deep wisdom and compassion. The Sutra of Complete Enlightenment, Yuan Jue Jing, is a Buddhist scripture most likely composed in China during the start of the 8th century, with its origin deemed to be from the Chan and Huayan field of study and practice. It is a very popular and influential sutra within the meditation-oriented Buddhist schools of East Asia like Chinese Chan, Korean Seon, and Japanese Zen. A key factor for its popularity is its condensed format that focuses on the most important theoretical issues of the nature of enlightenment. There are 12 chapters and a short convocation in the Sutra of Complete Enlightenment. The convocation section sets out the scene of the sermon and the involvement of key participants. In the deep state of meditative concentration, Samadhi, Buddha and 100,000 great bodhisattvas, with 12 eminent bodhisattvas acting as spokesmen, engage in dialogue with the Buddha on doctrine, practice, and enlightenment. Chapter 2, Samantabhadra Bodhisattva. Thereupon Samantabhadra Bodhisattva arose in the midst of the assemblage, prostrated himself at the Buddha's feet, perambulated clockwise thrice around the Buddha, genuflected on both knees while joining his palms with the fingers interwoven, and addressed to the Buddha, "Great merciful world-venerated one, I would wish that thou wouldst divulge for the Bodhisattvas and this congregation, as well as for all the phantasaical multi-beings who would cultivate on the major vehicle, how to practice this purified state of consummate enlightenment that they have just heard. Thy world, venerated ship, if the multi-beings have comprehended the phantasmality of dharmas and also have comprehended that the body and mind are equally phantasmal, why would they still need to cultivate phantasms with phantasmic dharmas? And by the time when all the phantasmalities have come to expiration, the mind would become nil as well. If so, who would it be that could still do the cultivation? Moreover, if that be so, wherefore would it be still necessary to discourse upon cultivating on the phantasmic Dharma? On the other hand, if the multi-beings would never cultivate at all, assuredly they would keep on residing in the state of phantasmal transformations, of transient nascence demise, to the extent that they would never come to the comprehension of the reality of phantasmal phenomena. If that be so, by what means would they be able to enfranchise their illusive minds? I would wish that thou wouldst divulge for the fin de siècle multi-beings how they should practice by degrees, by the use of the expedite means, so as to detach themselves from all phantasmata perpetually. At these words, he prostrated himself with the 5 members of his body prone to the ground, in supplication to the Buddha, and thus did he implore thrice in succession. At that juncture, the world venerated one imparted to Samantabhadra Bodhisattva, "It is very good indeed, virtuous man. It is only the like of thee that couldst to cultivate for the sake of other bodhisattvas and latter-age multi-beings on the Pusek phantasmic samadhi by dexterous graduality, thereby to enable multi-beings to depart from all phantasms. Now hearken soothly, and I will divulge it for thee." On hearing this holy dicta, Samantabhadra Bodhisattva was rejoiced, and he and all the other congregants gave ear in silence. Virtuous man, the multifarious phantasmal transformations of all the multi-beings are generated from the wondrous mind of their thus advantaged the consummate enlightenment. It can be compared to the ethereal blossoms which come into being, as it were, out of the space, and when the phantasmal blossoms vanish, the essence of the space would not go into deterioration along with the blossoms. Thus, the phantasmal minds of multi-beings are to terminate along with the phantasmata. Yet, when all phantasmata die away, the enlightened mind will still remain impregnable. Nevertheless, when this enlightenment is maintained as an opposition to phantasm, such enlightenment would still be reduced to a sort of phantasm. If one professes that there is enlightenment, it would only evince that one has not yet been entirely detached from phantasm. On the other hand, if someone pronounces that there is no enlightenment, he would be entangled in the same phantasmal state as the former person. Consequently, only when all phantasmata have come to expiration could it be deemed as the state of impregnability. Virtuous man, all bodhisattvas and latter-age multi-beings must perforce depart from the phantasmal transformations and all spurious delusive phenomena. If one is able to persist steadfastly in one's intent for renunciation, in the meantime it behooves one to be aware that such an intent is also phantasmal, hence it should also be renounced. Furthermore, the said renunciation per se, in its turn, should be comprehended as a phantasm as well, hence it is also to be renounced. Therewithal, to renounce a renunciation would still be a phantasm, hence it is yet to be renounced as well. When it is done to the extent that there is nothing left to be renounced, at this juncture all the phantasmata will have been completely abolished at length, and this could be compared to drilling wood for fire. By the use of 2 pieces of wood, each as the reciprocal cause for the other, the fire could then be produced, wherein the wood is to be incinerated. Finally, on the extinguished embers being blown away, the smoke would vanish into the thin air. It would be exactly the same with the cultivation on phantasms by means of phantasmic dharmas. Albeit all phantasmata are eliminated, one would not be subjected to nihilistic extinction. Virtuous man, true awareness of the phantasmata shall enable one to depart from them forthwith. Hence, no other dexterous means need to be implemented for it. And on one's departure from phantasmata, straightway would one become enlightened. Hence, no gradual approaches would ever be in need either. If only all bodhisattvas and latter-age multi-beings could cultivate in compliance with this means, they would be able to detach themselves from all phantasmata perpetually. At that juncture, the well-venerated one, wishing to reiterate this import, divulged this gatha. Samantabhadra, it behooves thee to comprehend that ever since time immemorial, the phantasmal inanity of all the multi-beings has been constituted out of their consummate enlightenment, which is akin to that of all the thus Adventists. This could be likened to the ethereal blossoms, which rely on the space for manifesting their appearances. However, when the ethereal blossoms vanish, the ethereal space still remains unmoved as ever. All phantasmata arise from perceptions, and when these phantasmata expire, the perceptivity is to stay as consummate as ever, for the perceptive mind is perpetually unchangeable. If only all the bodhisattvas and latter-age multi-beings could constantly be detached from all phantasmata, and when all phantasms are renounced, it would be like igniting fire in a block of wood. When the wood is incinerated, the fire would also expire. As enlightenment per se is beyond graduality, so would it be the same with dexterous means. Peaceful viewers, it's been a pleasure to have your company on today's selections from the Sutra of Complete Enlightenment, chapters 1 to 2, part 2 of 2, on Words of Wisdom. Coming up next is 2020 World Unity Week, Coming Together as One People, part 1 of 2, right after noteworthy news. May Buddha's divine light and wisdom uplift you in your search for truth.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/WOW.